Hey, good morning. Whenever you guys are watching this, welcome to yoga class. I'm so excited to teach today. For prep today, I suggest a towel, blanket, and a strap, and anything else that you know you need, like a block. Have the props available. It's important to maintain the proper balance in the asana based on our body's ability. So let's get started on our backs, and you can pad your yoga mat with the blanket. And if you want to have any music as a background, go ahead. So we'll start on our backs. In Shavasana, just let the whole body settle into the ground here and notice how it feels to be lying down. Notice how this changes our breath, changes our bone structure, and begin to take nice deep breaths into the lower abdomen. In fact, place both hands on the low abdomen. Let's breathe into that place between Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. These are the root lock and the navel lock. As you inhale, let the belly swell. And as you exhale, release. Sinking into the mat a little more. And take the tip of your tongue to the upper palate behind your front teeth. And begin to create a straw-like effect in the back of the throat with your breath. It should be an audible sound of the ocean. Each breath, we're coming more into our center. We're able to gauge into what we need today, how we want to practice, what our intention is. Begin to wiggle the toes, bend the right knee, and pull the shin into the chest, giving the leg a hug. And then move that knee side to side towards the armpit, towards the midline, just waking up the hips a little bit. Pull and draw down the belly to the floor, and engage the left leg. Exhale, switch sides, bend the left knee, pull the knee into the chest, and then begin to rock it about 6 or 7 inches between towards the midline and then towards the shoulder. Right leg is engaged, and we're drawing that abdomen center down towards the mat. Exhale, release. Draw the right knee in again. This time grab the outside of the foot and pull the knee towards the floor. Again, same principle of engaging the abdomen, strong left leg, and then see if you can keep both shoulders on the floor as you draw the knee down. So you're going to feel this in the outer hip of the right side, the hamstring, and even the tops of the quads. So imagine yourself in any of the warrior postures, but we're doing this first as a warm-up in the supine position. Breathing into the abdomen, See if you can flex the foot as you draw the outer edge of the foot down towards the ground. Good. It's going to help our flexibility. Release and switch sides, left knee in. And take your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Pull the leg down, knee down towards the outside of your mat. Right leg is engaged. Abdomen is keeping the hips safe. You always want to be engaging your core to keep our limbs from going in any direction that feels outside of our range of motion. And pull until you feel the outside of the hip, the hamstring, and even the top of the thigh. Last breath. Good, and exhale. And then bend the knees, roll onto the side, and come up into a seated twist. So keep the right heel outside the left hip. Draw the right knee in towards you as you cross the foot over. Just a simple seated twist. Left hand comes back. Right hand, reach it to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the right elbow outside the left knee. Look behind you. So the sits bones are grounded, and we're rotating the right waist towards the inner left thigh. Exhale, release. Take the hands over to the right side. Counter twist. Lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, coming back. Switch sides. Left heel comes outside right hip. Right foot crosses over. Right hand comes around. Inhale, left arm long. Exhale, bend the elbow outside the right knee. Make sure the ball of the foot is touching the floor. As you pull the waist around to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Use the exhales to get a little deeper. And then see if you can lengthen the crown even more. Exhale, counter twist, hands over to the left. Lengthen for your inhale. And then exhale, swing that right leg around, come into a child's pose. You can remove your blanket if you wish, or keep it around. We're going to do some lunges with the knee down, so maybe keep it unfolded and handy. Coming into our child's pose, lengthen the chest towards the mat. Drop the head so that the forehead rests on the mat. And keep active arms here. So I want to, all the fingers are engaged. There's a small pocket drawing up at the palms of our hands, energizing the limb. Down the sides of the arms, outside of the shoulder, drawing down. And then really sinking the tailbone to the floor, to the heels. Notice what the breath feels like. See if you can lengthen from here. Inhale, breathe into the kidneys, lengthen. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, lift the head up, walk the hands over to the right. Bring the abdomen to draw over top the right thigh. And come to child's pose, variation over to the right. See if you can lengthen the left hip down and lengthen the left waist. Inhale, look up, walk the hands over to the left. Bring the abdomen to rest over top the left thigh. Keeping active arms here. Draw the right shoulder down, outer shoulder down. Lengthen the right side body, right hip down. And of course, dropping the head. Then inhale, coming up. Bring the hands back to center. Come forward, lifting the hips. And then when your hips are on top of the knees, bring the hands out about a foot or so. And then drop the chest, hammocking the chest between the hips and the hands. Widen the scapula away from each other. Press into the shins, lift the sits bones. Then exhale, come up to tabletop. Inhale, draw the elbows back, lift and lengthen the chest. Exhale, drop the tailbone, pull the chin in, and press the floor away. Inhale, lengthen, cat-cow here. Exhale, press the chest away, into the shins, drop the head. Last one, inhaling. Arch the back, look up to the brow with both eyes. Exhale, draw the navel in, gaze towards the navel, chin tucked. And one more for good measure. Exhaling, moving with the breath. Then coming to a neutral spine, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So we want to press back the sits bones, making the feet heavy, heels heavy. Draw the heels away from the ball of the feet. Lift the heels. Spread out the toes. Lengthen the heel away from the ball of the foot, and then exhale, press the heels back. Take consideration that the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the outer edge of the mat, so you're going to feel a little pigeon-toed here. And then draw the belly in and up, lower ribs in, and breathing into the back body. Weight even on the hands, outer shoulders down. Breathe. Lengthen the breath. Take another inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees and take 2 big steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees slightly. Bring the arms behind the shins and draw you can take opposite arms behind the legs. This should be more of an intense version of Uttanasana. So you can keep as generous a bend in the knees as you like. And notice what this does to the sits bones and the lower back. Keeping active legs and a soft upper body. Good. And then inhale, let's come up, rising, bending. You can come up reverse swan dive or rolling up, curling up until we get to our mountain pose. Good. Take your mountain pose here. Strong isolation, bringing the abdomen in, and then really finding that strength down the legs, really pulling our core in and then pressing down evenly into the balls of the feet. So our core really is this wrapping motion from our back body towards our hip flexors, and then it really also has to do with sending that energy down into our feet and our legs. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We'll come through with flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shoulder heads back. Raise the chest, look up. Exhale, place the hands. Step the right foot back, look up, low lunge. Exhale, left foot back, low lunge. Inhale, you can come to tabletop, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Take a cobra here. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, sweep it forward to the right wrist. Drop the left knee. Again, if you want that cushion with your blanket, you can have that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips. Take a clasp of the hands behind the sacrum. Pull the pubic bone up to the chin, tuck the chin, and then wrap the upper arms towards the back body. Exhale, hands inside the right foot. Pull the hips back, lift the right foot so you feel that hamstring stretch. And then exhale, lift the left knee, drop the left hand, coming into a twisted lunge. So raise that right arm, look towards the ceiling, lift the left quad as you drop the right hip. Exhale, take a vinyasa here. So if you're used to doing chaturanga, go ahead. You want to drop the knees, coming into knees, chest, chin. High cobra here, tailbone down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, sweep it forward to the left wrist, drop the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands take a clasp behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the chin, drop the hips, maintaining that wrapping of the core, lifting the pubis, lifting the low abdomen. And exhale, hands to the inside of the left foot. Draw the hips back over the right knee. Lift the left toes. Hamstring stretch here. Kind of an Ardha Hanuman here. And then drop the left foot, bend the left knee. Right hand is down. Lift the right knee. Left hand comes up, twisted, low lunge. So being mindful to raise the right hip, drop the left hip, and then use our abdomen to twist stronger. Exhaling, take a vinyasa here. We'll be back in down dog. Inhale, breathe. Find your down dog. Widen the shoulders. Pull the scapula apart and down the back as you press into the hips, sits bones and heels. Inhale, raise the left leg, sweep it forward, low lunge, look up. Exhale the right leg to meet it. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Mountain pose. Inhale, let's come to a chair pose. Knees and feet together. Sitting back in our chair. You want to keep that weight moving towards the glutes, the heels, and then at the same time using that core energy to lift the chest towards the sky. Look between the hands here. Thighs together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, right foot back, look up, left foot back, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Lifting the abdomen, pulling it towards the thumbs in our back bend, and leaning back in down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, come forward to warrior one, left foot down, weighted outer left heel, bending the right knee, and then begin to rotate the body towards the right knee. So navel center, left shoulder. Take opposite elbows here, and then draw those outer shoulders forward as you drop the scapula down the back. Good. Exhale, take the hands behind the back in a clasp, and then come forward into surrendered warrior towards the top left corner of the mat, dropping the head and rolling the shoulders up and over the back. Careful not to let the right hip come out too much, so using some of that core to engage the feet. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhaling, take a vinyasa here. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, sweep it forward to the left wrist, right foot down. Make sure that heels aren't overcrossed in separate lanes there. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, grab opposite elbows as you sink into that warrior one. Right hip forward, left hip down. Being where we are right now. Noticing any differences in this from one side to the other. And breathing and letting there be space there. Good. Wrapping the outer shoulders forward. Inhale, open it up into warrior two. Reverse warrior. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. Lift the chest. And then fold the torso forward towards the corner of your mat as you draw the core energetics down to your feet, keeping balance so that your arms can come up and over your head. Our feet can definitely draw that energy up as well as distribute it. Inhaling. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. And spiral down, take a vinyasa here. Breathing back and down dog. Couple breaths here, inhaling. Lift the heels. Exhale, spread the backs of the thighs, backs of the calves. And then calming the upper back, neck, mind. Inversion. This inversion, which is what down dog is very restful. Very good to reverse the flow, nourish the brain, calm the brain. Good. Inhale, looking up, hop or step to the top of your mat. I'm going to remove my blanket. Coming into halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, drawing the ankles together, squeeze thighs, sit back. See if you can sit a little bit lower while raising the chest long. Inhale, straight legs come up. Baby back bend here. And exhale down, mountain pose. Good, so we'll do a balance posture here. So bringing our feet about hips width apart, we'll take the right ankle on top of the left knee, and then come into our chair posture. So notice I'm keeping my right foot engaged. The ball of the foot has yogi toes. Sitting back. So you're going to feel this stretch. It's kind of like a standing pigeon on top of chair. And then exhale, you can take the hands behind the back and fold over the left thigh. Or if you want a little more stability, left hand comes to the sole of the foot, right hand comes down. Regardless, tuck the chin. Again, roll the shoulders up using the hands as gravity. And then inhaling, coming all the way up back to our chair modification. Inhale, straight up, lift the right knee. Exhale, shoot it back to crescent pose. Good. From here, hands to heart center. Let's bring the right elbow towards the right side of the room, and instead of going and immediately hooking it into a twisted side angle, let's just use our obliques to bring our chest over to the left, and keeping that strength through the left thigh. Good. Inhale, warrior two, coming over to the right. Drop that right foot. Good. Inhale, reverse. Take the right hand behind the waist, bring it on top of the left thigh, and then as you lengthen the left shoulder and raise the arm, see if you can lengthen from the hip point up to the left fingertips. Good. Exhaling. Bring the hands down inside of the left foot. Pop the right heel up, and we'll come to lizard posture. So you can heel toe the left foot out a little bit and have both hands and then work it like this. This is too challenging, you can drop the knee, but try the challenge of raising the right knee. Some of you may be able to come to the forearms. So we're breathing into the back body to raise and lift the right hip and drop the left. So yoga really works with this asymmetrical motion to help our breath equilibrate, to help our nervous system adapt and change, open up new ideas, new pathways, bring healing into the muscles and tissues and joints. Good. Inhale, raise the chest, heel toe the left foot in, come into plank pose. Hold your plank, notice the difference in the sides, and then take your vinyasa here. Making sure to look forward, roll the elbows back, lift the chest, exhale, elbows in, coming into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look up. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees slightly. Sweep the arms up. Coming to our onto the pose. Good. Let's do this on the other side. So open up the feet. Get heavy in the right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg. Place the ankle on top of the right knee. Exhale, come into our modified chair. So you're going to engage those feet and notice what happens to the outer hip. Lift the abdomen in. Lengthen the back body. Lengthen the chest. And then exhale, forward fold over this left leg. So you can bring your hand to the sole of the foot, left hand down. Or if you did the same thing on the other side, clasping the hands for more balance work here. So really sectioning up the abdomen towards the back body. Inhale, rising up, back into a modified chair. And then exhale, lift the left knee, and then pop it back into crescent pose. Find your crescent here. Press into that heel as you lift the left quad. And then exhale, hands to heart. Drop the right hip, bend into that right hip a little more. And then use your obliques to move your torso over to the right. So hips are square and we're using our spinal muscles, our obliques, our abs to move and isolate towards the right side. Good. How does that feel? Notice the breath. Exhale, drop the left heel down. Open up the arms towards the left, warrior two. Look over that third finger of your front hand. Inhale, wrap the left arm behind the waist, bring it to the top of the right thigh, and then pull the arm up and over for reverse warrior. Again, find that length from the hip point to the outer shoulder, under the armpit, outer shoulder to the tips of the fingers, bending into that front leg. Good. And exhale, take your vinyasa here. Oh wait, we forgot something. So from down dog here, bring the right foot in and come into lizard pose. So lift the chest, you can have both hands down, heel toe the right foot out a little so the toes come out at a 45-degree angle, you can get more mobility. And then working this asymmetry into the joints. You can come down to the forearms if you wish. Again, the core is still engaged. See if you can draw the shoulders down the back as you lengthen the front body away from the hips. Good. And then with the chest, come into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa here. We'll stay in down dog for a couple breaths. If you'd like to pause in child's pose, take 2 breaths there. Otherwise, stay in downward facing dog. And use this as a resting posture. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest, and then drop the knee to the right wrist for pigeon prep. So not full-on pigeon, but pigeon prep. So if you know you need, your hips are sensitive and you need a block or a blanket under that right hip, that's fine. But I challenge you to use Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, pulling the inner groins in towards the center, towards the navel, and up. You can use your hands to lift. So your hips aren't necessarily on the floor. It's more that you're hovering the center of gravity in the middle of the mat as you strengthen and lengthen the right outer hip and the left quad. Good. Draw the hips up, untuck the back toes, come into three-legged dog. Exhale, open up the hip, bend the knee, and reach the toes towards the left side of the room. And then you can pivot on the left foot and drop the right down on the ground, coming into wild thing. So sometimes you can have the left leg long, or you can come into an Urdhva Dhanurasana reverse wheel. Right arm is reaching away. So variations here in wild thing. Exhaling, come back to three-legged dog. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot long. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest. Hover the shoulders above the hands. Drop the knee at the left wrist. And untuck the back toes as you come into pigeon prep on the left side. So use the arms to keep the hips lifted as you make your way into this. Should be a nice, comfortable, and an energizing stretch for the outer left hip. Pulling up through the core stabilizer muscles, the groin, the inner abdomen. And see if you can lift the chest even more. So it's almost like we're coming into a back bend while we're getting our hips a little looser. Good. Untuck the toes. Come into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa here. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, reach the toes to the right side of the mat. And then flip your dog, bringing the left foot down behind you, pivoting around that right foot. Raise the left arm, lift the hips. So you can do this with a straight leg, or just gently parallel the feet, coming into a reverse wheel here. Lifting the hips, melting the heart. And then exhale, three-legged dog. Sweep that left leg through to the left wrist, look up. Exhale, right foot to meet it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up. Reach to the ceiling. Exhale down. Good. So we're going to come into an arm balance here. Some Ekapada Galanyasana. And we'll come into hips width feet, bringing the right ankle on top of the left, just like we did before. So inhale, come into your chair as such. And then drop the hands to the mat as you pull use your foot and kind of bring the foot to hook outside the left shoulder. And then the right knee is going to come on the right shoulder. So coming into a forward fold where you feel that engagement, bend the left knee, rock forward onto the hands, and then you can practice with balance here. So for those who are familiar, go ahead. Otherwise, repeat the same posture we did. Energizing the feet. Exhaling, coming out. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, drop the right foot. Whew. Come into standing posture. Good. Try this on the other side. So again, you're going to use the weight of your body to come forward into this posture. So you're going to pitch the weight of the hips forward onto the arms. So inhale, bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Sit back in your chair. Take the same posture we did. Maybe you can bring the foot higher up on the leg. That's your edge. If you want to forward fold, hook the foot around the shoulder and come into the arm balance. Bending the right knee, planting the hands, rocking forward, and then shooting the leg out. So one side's always going to be different, so be gentle with where you are. Inhale, lengthen the chest, raise the arms, and drop the left foot. Good. So we'll make our way towards our mat. Inhale, sweep forward into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, take the last vinyasa here. Leading back and down dog. Good. Drop the knees, coming into tabletop, and then sit back on your heels and come onto your backs. So have, if you have tight quads, have your blanket near you. So we're going to do something Supta Virasana, half Supta Virasana. So with the heels at the glutes, let's come up to sitting up with the knees bent. So you're going to bring the left foot back so that the heel is next to the outer left hip. And then the right foot is planted on the mat with the knee up. And then start to come back towards your elbows here. So maybe this is as far as you go, and that's great because you're feeling the stretch in your quad. If you can come all the way back into Supta, maybe you use a block under the shoulders or head, but make sure you're planting the left knee down, and then you're rolling the outer hip towards the left side. So it's kind of a both and. It's the inner knee is moving down in towards the center midline, while the hip is opening out towards the outside of the body. Creating space. Good. And then draw the left knee up, knees up. So with this posture, as it goes for any posture, if you're feeling it in the knee, come out a little bit, or perhaps you have a tiny towel, you can roll into a little bolster that you place underneath the knee as you wrap the foot around. So these are all options just to create space in the joint. You can use the towel that way. So with the knees up, lean over to the left side, draw the heel to the outside hip. Just taking care here. And then maybe you come back just a little bit, bending the elbows back, keeping the elbows parallel so that you feel that stretch in the right quad. If you can come back a little more to the forearms, that works too. So the work here is to keep both sides of the hips heavy, to draw the inseam of the leg down towards the inner thigh, towards the midline, as well as to create that openness in the hip flexor and the quad. So Ardha Supta Virasana, hero pose. Think of a hero or something heroic. Even the small things can be heroic. Good. Take another breath here. And exhale. Lift yourself up. Undo the knees. And then come to your backs. Good. So let's have a strap handy. We're going to bring the right foot inside of the hip flexor. So this will be half Padmasana, half lotus. So if you have the flexibility, bring the heel into the navel and then drop the knee towards the left foot. And then if this is available to you, wherever you are, what I want to create is the foot on top of the left thigh, and then raise the left leg and grab the toe, grab a strap, grab a towel, and again, doing a posture we normally do seated, like Janu Shirshasana, but on our backs. So I'm noticing my shoulders are coming up, so I want to draw my shoulders down, hips down, trying to lengthen the back body, and then pull the legs straight as you press the inner knee, inner thigh, inner calf towards the front of the room. It should feel pretty nice. And exhaling down, release. Then you'll bring the left heel towards the right groin crease. If you can bring the heel into the navel center, that's the traditional way, as you drop the knee down. And you'll lift the right leg straight, grab the foot, grab a towel, and put the towel or the strap over the ball of the foot. Shoulders down. And then inner knee of the long leg is going towards the front of the room. So it's creating that internal rotation of the long leg. And then the left foot is creating that space in the joint. Drawing shoulders down, hips down. Whew, feels good. And exhaling, bend the knee, undo the bind. Nice. So take a moment here, feel bring the feet out a little bit wider than the mat, and then drop the inner knees in towards each other. Palms are face up towards the ceiling, and you can stay in this posture. Or if you want to go straight into Shavasana, you can go ahead. We'll take half of Shavasana in this supine position with the knees bent. So just notice how the inner groin creases are relaxing. So there's with the psoas, which is connected to our kidneys and our adrenals, we can go into fight or flight mode. We can start to, our quads can get really tight. So this is a nice posture to undo the fight or flight mode, to relax the lower abdomen, relax the pelvic floor, the hips, the inner thighs. Begin to breathe. Relaxing the back of the head and jaw and neck. And if you haven't already, only one shoulder down the back, the other shoulder down, so that the upper arms are slightly pinned under the chest, and there's that nice lift to the chest. Once that feels pretty complete, you've relaxed deeply into the abdomen and groin, and you're ready to go into full Shavasana. You can straighten out the legs. And just let there be a gentle curve to the low back. Chest is open. And again, scan the body, relaxing the eyes, the corners of the eyes, the back of the head, the cheeks, the smile, the nose, the chin, the neck, the heart, the arms, the palms of the hands, the chest and abdomen, the hips, quads, hamstrings, kneecaps and backs of the knees, shins and calves, circumference of the ankle, arches of the feet, top of the foot, bottom of the foot. Just let everything go. Feeling so supported, so nourished. Allowing the breath to become softer inside of the chest. Take a few more minutes in this posture, or even up to 10 minutes, relaxing the body. It's been a pleasure serving you with yoga. I hope you have a beautiful day. Get outside, call up some family members, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.